Hello! Optional props for this 20-minute power flow is a blanket to cushion the knees, and we'll get started today in child's pose. A few breaths here to land. You can bring the knees together or maybe bring them out a little bit wider, opening up through the hips, creating a little more space to melt the chest forward. And 3 breaths here. Begin to notice the breath as you inhale through the nose. And open mouth, let it go. Again, inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. On your next inhale, we'll lift up to the tabletop. We'll take some movement here through cat-cow. So as you inhale, you can drop the belly, open up through the chest. Exhale, press the floor away, round through the spine. And 3 or 4 breaths here. Any other movement, you can hinge from side to side, maybe shift the weight forward and back, or take circles with the hips. Just moving the spine in all directions. About 1 or 2 more breaths here to even out. When you feel about even, we'll meet at a neutral spine, hips stacked up over knees, shoulders over wrist. We'll find a spinal balance here, so extend the left leg back, right fingers extend forward. And trying to keep that left heel in line with the hips. Think about pressing into the left heel as you energize it up and back. Keep drawing the belly in towards your spine as you press into the left hand. Pull the shoulder blades apart and then really reach through the right fingertips. Take another full breath in. On your exhale, we'll crunch elbow to knee, round through the spine. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, crunch elbow to knee. 1 more time. Inhale. And empty the breath round through the spine. Inhale, reach the right arm, left leg out long, hold here. This time, tiger pose. Bend your left leg, right hand can reach back in the direction of the left foot, or maybe you bind. If you have that bind, can you really kick into the grip? Lift the left toes a little higher, gazes forward and down long through the back of the neck. 2 breaths here. When you feel ready, see if you can release without flinging. We'll thread the needle. Thread the right arm underneath the left shoulder, left toes or knee can come down towards the mat. And bringing the right ear to the mat. 2 breaths here. Take your time. When you feel complete, you can begin to unwind, maybe take a counter twist. Right arm will lengthen up towards the sky, and lower the left knee if you're not already there. A few breaths here. As we pass through center, we'll take that same thing to the other side. When you're ready for the spinal balance, we'll restack, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. This time, left arm extends out long, right leg extends back. And see if you can keep the right heel in line with the hips, left wrist in line with the shoulder. Then really reach towards opposite ends of the room. Press into the right heel as you energize it back. Keep drawing the belly in, engage the core, reach the left fingertips forward. On your exhale, crunch elbow to knee, round through the spine, press the floor away. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lengthen back out. This time, tiger pose. Bend your right knee, left hand reaches back in the direction of the foot, or maybe you bind. If you have the bind, can you kick into the grip? Maybe lift the right toes a little higher. And keep pressing down strong to the right arm. Keep the core engaged. Again, gazes forward and down, long through the back of the neck. Take another full breath in. On your exhale, slowly release the bind. We'll thread the needle, left arm under, left ear to the mat. You can bring the right toes down or maybe the right knee. About 2 breaths here. When you feel about even, you can begin to unwind, maybe take a counter twist, open up over towards the left. And passing through center, any last little movements you need here to even out through the spine, the wrists, shoulders. And when you're ready, we'll make our way to downward facing dog. Walk the hands about a palm distance forward. And tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, finding length in the spine. Soft or generous bend in the knees. About 1 or 2 more breaths here to settle. You can pedal out through the legs, maybe shake the head yes and no. And stay here longer if you need, or when you feel ready, inhale, right leg will lift. Maybe bend your knee, find a scorpion tail, beginning to open up through the right hip flexor, find a little more movement through the spine. And as you're ready, we'll step the right foot between the hands, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. First time here, making sure right knee stacked up over right ankle. Keep drawing the belly in towards your spine as you tuck the tailbone down. Hands can come to hips, or maybe extend the arms up overhead. And take another full breath in. On your exhale, half split. Straighten the right leg, send your hips back. You can bring the fingertips down towards the mat, or maybe airplane the arms. A few breaths here in the movement. So as you inhale, shift your weight back forward, Anjaneyasana, maybe sweep the arms up overhead. On your exhale, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana, you can airplane the arms. About 1 or 2 more breaths here at your own pace. And the next time you land in that low crescent lunge, we'll take a pause here. Shifting the weight back forward, right knee stacked up over ankle. And maybe exploring a little deeper back bend. So think about really pressing into the left shin to press down, lift the chest up and back as you maybe lift your gaze up and back, finding a back bend, reaching the arms up overhead, or maybe cactus the arms. Take another full breath in. On your exhale, standing split. Plant the hands strong on the right leg, left leg begins to lift. 2 breaths here, maybe hover the fingers or maybe hands to prayer. Think about melting your chest down, then really pressing down strong to the right leg, left leg lifts up and back. On your next exhale, forward fold. Finding a ragdoll here, you can pedal out through the legs, let the head hang heavy, maybe shake the head yes and no. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, we'll lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And on your exhale, plant the hands. You can step or jump back, Chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing dog. Breath out, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. You can bend your knee, stack your hips, maybe find the scorpion tail on this side. And when you're ready, we'll step the left foot between the hands, lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana. First time this side, so take your time to settle, maybe making some adjustments through the hips, the feet. And then when you're ready, we'll add that flow. So on your exhale, half split, you can plant the hands or sweep the arms back as you lengthen the chest forward. On your inhale, you can shift your weight back forward, low crescent lunge, maybe lift your gaze. About 1 or 2 more breaths here, your own pace. The next time you're in that low crescent lunge, we'll hold here. Option again to explore variation, maybe a deeper back bend. So this time really pressing strong into the right shin. To press down, lift it up and back. Maybe lift your gaze. You can cactus the arms. Take another full breath in. Keep strong through the core. On your exhale, standing split. Plant the hands strong on the left leg. Right leg begins to lift. About 2 breaths here. Any other variation? Maybe hover the fingertips. And keep thinking about melting the chest down towards your thigh as you lengthen that right heel up and out. Take another full breath in. On your exhale, feet together, forward fold. Second set of a ragdoll, you can let the head hang heavy, release through the spine, maybe gentle sway side to side. And on your next inhale, we'll lift up to halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, Chaturanga, high to low plank. Take a breath into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale and exhale. We'll take this and we'll add on. On your next inhale, right leg will lift. You can bend your knee, scorpion tail. Stay here, or option 2, flip your dog. If you're flipped, keep pressing down strong to the legs, open up through the chest. Option maybe even explore an early wheel if you'd like. No rush to get there. When you're ready, we'll step the right foot between the hands, lower the back knee on Janiyasana. Pause here for breath. Inhale lifts you up. Maybe find a little back bend. On your exhale, half split. This time we'll plant the hands, straighten the right leg, send the hips back. Standing split, strong in the right leg, left leg begins to lift. Keep melting the chest down towards the thigh. Stay strong through the right leg as you lengthen that left heel up and back. Here's the change. One-legged mountain, left leg in towards the chest. Take your time. Inhale brings you up to standing. See if you can keep it nice and controlled. And working to keep that left knee in line with the hip. Keep drawing the belly in towards your spine as you tuck your tailbone down. Reach the arms up overhead. Dancing Shiva, twisting over towards the left, right hand to knee, or maybe reaches towards the knife edge of the left foot. Gaze can stay neutral or maybe let it fall over the left shoulder. 2 more breaths. Keep pressing down strong to the standing leg, belly in towards the spine as you lengthen up. On your exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. Can you initiate that twist from the torso? Option 2, keep the left leg lifted. We'll square chest forward, one-legged mountain. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On your exhale, Tadasana, feet together, mountain pose. 2 breaths here, maybe pedal out through the legs. You can shake the head yes and no, maybe some movement through the shoulders. And when you're ready, we'll find a dancer pose on the right. So bend your right leg, right arm extends out, and catching the inside of the right foot. Knees together, hips are squared, left arm can lengthen up overhead. You can choose to stay here or begin to kick into the grip. As you begin to lengthen the chest forward, 3 to 4 breaths here. Take your time, finding that point of focus with the gaze, your drishti. 2 more breaths, breathe. When you feel complete, slowly begin to lift back up, release the hands, maybe some movement through the arms, the shoulders if you'd like. Landing here in mountain pose, 2 breaths. And on your next inhale, we'll press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Maybe explore a little back bend or cactus the arms. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Breath into halfway lift. On your exhale, plant the hands, separate jump back, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing dog. Breath out, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And empty the breath out. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. You can bend your knee, scorpion tail, or option here to flip your dog. If you're flipped, can you press down, lift the hips, open up through the chest, reach the left fingers forward, maybe even the left fingers touch the mat. Option 2, explore an early wheel. 2 more breaths. And as you feel ready, we'll step the left foot forward, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. And take your time, inhale lifts you up. Pause here for a breath, take a moment to reconnect. And take another inhale, maybe press into the legs as you lengthen the gaze up and back. On your exhale, half split. Straighten the left leg, plant the hands to frame the left foot, send the hips back, pause here for a breath as you lengthen the chest forward. On your next exhale, standing split, strong in the left leg, right leg begins to lift. A few breaths here, finding that balance. Can you root down strong to the standing leg as you lengthen that right heel up and back? Maybe play with the balance, hover the hands. Here's that change. Take your time, nice and controlled, one-legged mountain, right leg in towards the chest. Inhale brings you up to standing. Take a moment to pause here at the top, stack shoulders over hips, belly in towards the spine. Strong through both legs, see if you can get that right knee in line with the hip. Dancing Shiva will take a twist over towards the right, left hand to right knee, or maybe reaches towards the knife edge of the left foot. Gaze can stay over towards the right edge of the mat, or maybe bring it across the right shoulder. 2 more breaths here. Keep pressing down strong to the left foot to lengthen the crown of the head up. On your exhale, can you twist from the torso, maybe twist a little deeper. Squaring off the chest, come back into that one-legged mountain. Maybe keep that right heel lifted, arms extend up overhead. And take another full breath in. Feet together, mountain pose. 2 breaths here, maybe pedal out through the legs, any little movement that you like, or maybe exploring stillness. And then when you're ready, we'll take that dancer to the other side. Bend the left leg, left hand reaches for the inside of the left ankle. Knees together, hips are squared. Stay here or begin to kick into the grip as you lift the left toes a little higher and begin to hinge the chest forward. 2 to 3 breaths here. See if you can kick into the edge of the pose. Pause, take a full breath in. On your exhale, maybe reach just a little bit further. Slowly, as you're ready, begin to unwind, lifting back up, plant the feet, maybe some movement here through shoulders, arms, neck. We'll take a breath all together. When you're ready, press into the feet. Inhale, maybe reach the arms up overhead, lift your gaze. On your exhale, hands to heart center, let it go. When you're ready, press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms high, gaze high, maybe explore a back bend. On your exhale, swan diving forward, forward fold. Take a breath into halfway lift. On your exhale, plant the hands. You can step or jump back, chaturanga, high to low plank. Take a breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time we'll lower onto the belly. As you inhale, shift the weight forward. Option 2, lower the knees. Hug the elbows in tight. In 5 counts, we'll lower down to the belly in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any movement here that you'd like, you can windshield wiper the legs, side to side. Eventually we'll flip-flop over onto our backs and setting up for our final back bends. I will offer a bridge pose and then a wheel pose. Feel free to modify or hold the poses longer as you'd like. When you're ready for the bridge pose, we'll plant the feet about hip or shoulder distance apart. Hands by your sides. Press into the legs, lift the hips. Option 2, interlace hands underneath the low back. 2 more breaths here. And stay strong through the legs, press into the feet. Take another full breath in. On your exhale, release the hips back down. You can windshield wiper the legs, side to side, release through the low back. Setting up for wheel pose, can plant the feet and reach the arms up overhead. Plant the hands by the top of the head, fingertips pointing down towards the shoulders in line with the top of the ears. When you're ready, press into the legs, straighten the arms, press into the palms as you begin to open up through the chest, finding your wheel pose. 2 to 3 breaths here, stay strong through the legs. Take another full breath in. When you feel ready, you can tuck the chin in towards the chest, release all the way down. Can windshield wiper the legs side to side, release through the low back. And no rush, we'll take a little twist. So you can lower the legs over towards the left, gaze can stay neutral, or maybe let it fall over towards the right. Any favorite twist? About 3 to 4 breaths here. When you feel ready, we'll come back through center, any movements that you'd like. When you feel ready for the twist, we'll lower the knees over towards the right. Gaze can stay lifted or maybe let it fall over towards the left. A few breaths here. When you feel complete, we'll come back through center, maybe hug the legs in towards the chest, happy baby. We'll end our class with Supta Baddha Konasana, so soles of the feet together, knees out wide, option to bring hands to the body or maybe extend them up overhead. Feel free to stay here as long as you need. We'll end our class with a single breath. When you're ready, we'll take a full breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today, and I hope to be with you next time you're on your mat.